Hey, it's Chanel, welcome to a new reading vlog. This is a mood reading week where I just read what I like. I'm going to send you back to past Chanel, who did the, that's not how you shuffle tarot, who did the tarot shuffle to get the prompts, and then you'll come back to me. Hey guys, I'm here to pull the tarot card for the prompt. So the deck that I'm using today is called the Aurora Tarot. So I'm going to do a little shuffle and we will see what we get. Okay, so the card I pulled is the Five of Pentacles. So this is a Marseille deck, which is why it's pippish. Five of Pentacles. So I'm going to see what the prompt is for this one. Okay, so the Five of Pentacles is not a 5-star prediction. Okay, not a 5-star prediction. Look, I did just go to the library and get a bunch of books in. Let's just go through what I pulled from the library and we'll see what I don't think will be 5 stars. Okay, so here upside down, I've got flowers for things I don't know how to say. Look, this is kind of cute. It's definitely, I don't think it'd be 5 stars. So this is definitely a contender. Hollow Bones by Eric Wright. 3 Women, 1 Truth, No Turning Back. That has potential. Carl Ove Nelsgaard, The Third Realm. That looks kind of cool. The Skin I'm In. I think this is possibly YA, so that might not be a 5 star. Toward Eternity by Anton Her. That's could be 5 star. Okay, we've got Spirited Day of the Living. Look, I don't love the illustration style, so that also could not be a 5 star. The Hotel Balzar. So this is by Kate DiCamillo, who wrote The Miraculous Journey of Edward Talane, which destroyed me, so that could be a 5 star. The Other Value by Scott Alexander Howard. I could get into that. House of the Raven by Ingrid Seymour. I have no idea what this is about. Got some cool little chapter headers here. But it is fantasy, and fantasy is my main genre. We've got The Hotel by Daisy Johnson, so I think this is a horror. And Humongous Fungus. So, as you know, I love mushrooms, so that's contender. Okay, so the ones that I definitely think I probably would not rate a 5 star. So we've got 3 contenders. We've got The Skin I'm In. We've got Spirited Day of the Living. And Flowers for Things I Don't Know How to Say. Let me just do another brief. No, this got pretty pictures. So one of the, I think this has the less chance because I don't like the illustration style. So I'm choosing Spirited Day of the Living. A totally ghost town, literally. So this is going to be my choice. I'm going to do another pull because, to be honest, I'm overwhelmed by the amount of books I've just brought home, plus the ones on my e-reader, obviously. So let's just do another tarot card prompt. Oh, no, I've got 2 cards. That happens sometimes, you get 2. No, I just want 1 more, so I've got room to actually pick one. Okay, we have 10 of Wands, which is not a good card if you're pulling it for something to do with you. But in this case, the 10 of Wands is a book that was published this year. I think I'm going to choose once again out of the books that I've just physically hauled because these are all brand new. So I know that they've all been published this year because they've just come into the library. Which one am I feeling like the most? Look, I'm actually kind of in the mood for a horror. So I'm going to go with The Hotel by Daisy Johnson. This is what we know about the hotel. The hotel is bigger on the inside than the outside. Doors and windows do not stay in the same places. The hotel listens. The hotel watches. We'll be at the hotel soon. So these are the 2 books that I will read all the way through because they are my tarot card chosen books. And I'll send you back to future Chanel. It's my birthday party tonight, so I'm turning 39, which I'm very, very excited about. It's the final year of my 30s. I'm going to have fun with it and enjoy it as much as possible. I'm thankful for every year that I'm still on earth. So if I'm here celebrating my 99th birthday, I'm going to be stoked. And we're starting off strong. We're starting off fantastic. So this is going to get me in a good mood because I love nothing more than talking about books that I fucking love. And I devoured this book. Loved it so much that for my birthday gift to myself this year, I decided to buy a special edition copy of this book. That's what I'm getting myself for my 39th birthday. A fancy cover. A fancy version of The Wild Huntress by Emily Lloyd Jones. So this is a fantasy book. It's YA, but the main character is 18 and the other characters are older. That being said, there's almost no spice. There is one kiss in it, so it's YA in that aspect, but otherwise it's very readable for adults. And it's based on the Wild Hunt. Oh, do you call them Conanon? I'm not good with Welsh. This is how the word is written. I think it's Conanon, but I don't know. And basically you're dealing with Welsh mythology. So there's a bunch of creatures that come from Welsh myths in this. And like I said, it's centered around the Wild Hunt, where you've got the Fae Kings and the Human Kings and the Hounds, and things are hunted. I don't want to say too much in case you're not familiar with the Wild Hunt, because it will come as a surprise for you. But you've got 3 characters. So you've got Branwen, who's known as the Wild Huntress. And when she was a babe, her mam was a midwife, and one night a desperate fae asked for help. Her mam delivered the babe, but whilst she was anointing the fae babe with the fae oil, her daughter started crying, her infant daughter, and she went to wipe her tears, and she got some of the fae ointment in her eye. And now Branwen has a basically fae bionic eye where she can see magic. This is a very valuable skill to have, but most of the time she walks around with an eye patch, because you mustn't let the humans know that, you know, she possesses a magic, and same for the fae. It's probably not best for her if they know that a human's walking around able to see them and their little tricks. So she is carved a name for herself, where people who feel like they're getting preyed upon by these fae creatures ask for her assistance to hunt, trap, and deal with it. She's basically the pest exterminator. So she's doing that, being a hard ass. And then you've got 2 boys. One is the nephew of the Human King. His name is Gwydion, and he's kind of a trickster. He's got mad Loki vibes, and you know that I heart me a trickster, someone who's conniving and scheming, and you don't ever know whose side they're on and what their master plan is. So he's got that going for him. He's also got magic. So some human beings have been tainted by magic, and he's got the gift of nature. He can tap into nature, but it comes at a price. So basically, nature is life, so when he uses his magic, he becomes frail and ill. And then you've got another human, son of a prince. His name is Pryderi, I think. Pryderi, sorry. And he doesn't have magic, but he was abducted as a small child by a monster known as an unfunk, don't know how to say it. And that monster raised him to be monstrous, but he was able to escape his monster foster daddy. And he's trying to recover his humanity, his humanness, and be a worthy contender to be king once his father dies. So what happens is all 3 of them end up in this wild hunt for reasons that is best enjoyed by discovering it as you read. And it's reluctant allies. There's also reluctant allies to lovers in this. I won't say with who, but I enjoyed the romance. I love this, that it wasn't, I don't want to say it wasn't predictable. I saw it coming. I won't tell you why, because that will allude it too much or give you too much of a hint. But I think some people might be shooketh, might be shocked and awed. They might, you know, have to clutch their pearls and gasp a little bit when something occurs. I loved it. It made it even more exciting and interesting to me. And yeah, this book also did evoke tears from my eyes at certain points. It made me laugh. It filled me with all the warm, fuzzy bubbles of joy and happiness. I just sat there and read it until it was done, because it's one of those books that just hooked me from the beginning and didn't let me go until the end. And then I had to sit there and just stare into the distance, as you do when you get that great book hangover from a fantastic book. So yeah, I was happy to spend the $100 I normally used to buy something for myself on buying a book. Ridiculous amount of money, but I know seeing that book on my shelf will bring me back to this point in time when I read it and loved it. Now, I do tend to like books like this. So ones based on Welsh mythology or I think Slavic mythology, they're my favorites. They've got the more darker, grittier tones. They've got characters who've been through shit and who aren't sunshine and roses, and I like that. I would have loved this had been an adult, not a YA, so we could have gotten more darkness, more violence, more sexy times, all that stuff, you know, like the stuff that you can do for an adult audience. I would have loved it to be turned up to an 11, but even for a YA, thoroughly enjoyed. It is a standalone, which is also very satisfying, knowing that you will get through the entire story in the one tome. And yeah, I was just really happy with it. I thought it was well paced and I got to know the characters. Oh my God, I almost forgot to mention the cat. Of course, there is a cat. There is a cat in this named Palug. Pelag. I don't know. Welsh is never going to be something I can pronounce. But this cat is a beast. And it's a running joke in the book that they think that he might actually be a legit beastie, because when Branwen looks at the cat, it's a little bit gold. But she does believe that all cats are a little bit monstrous, right? So yeah, I love the cat. You've got a cat character in this, you know, I'm pretty much sold. Oh, but obviously there will be a lot of animal death in this because it's the Wild Hunt. So I guess that's the main trigger for people. But yes, the Wild Huntress, 5 stars. My first 5-star fiction read. If I'm incorrect, I'll correct myself, but I'm pretty sure this is. The next book I picked up is The Thief of Memory by Sunyi Dean. So this is, once again, a little itty bitty novella, and I'm really enjoying reading these little like one-shot stories that are done in 30 or 50 pages. They're just sort of palate cleansers in between each meal. And it makes you feel good knowing that I can just, if I've only got like, 30 minutes, I can just sit down and bust out a whole story and sort of satiate my appetite until I can actually sit down for a proper meal, so to speak. So this one is like the movie Memento, but make it magical. So you have a young woman who is after the thief of memory. She comes from a village which is suffering severe drought. It seems to be in the desert. And she believes if she can find and hunt this demon, that the drought can end, and she can also get her memories back. She's dealing with some holes, some gaps in her memory. This book does have a twist, and I think it's a good twist. It's a twist that I have read before. It's hard to be surprised at twists when you've read so many books. That's the downside to being an avid reader and to reading a lot. There are less elements of surprise because you've just read so many stories, but it still was a good one. And it was, like I said, a good quick read. It is quite dark and depressing. I know not everybody likes stories that don't have happy endings, so if you're one of those people, this wouldn't be for you. But I thought, like I said, once again, for a short book, it was well done. It gets into the story, you get to know the characters and the plot, and it's interesting, and then it finishes. But yeah, if you like the movie Memento, you might like this one as well. But so those are the 2 books I've read thus far. Obviously, I've got the 2 that I've just picked for my tarot prompts, so I'll read those 2. I am getting more into horror lately. I noticed that horror has jumped into the top 5 of my genres, and I'm not mad about it. Like, I don't like the extreme stuff, as we all know. But I'm actually liking reading unsettling books or creepy books, so I will be exploring the horror genre more. And I've got space for another book, so I'll probably pick something out of that stack from the library. I do like to prioritize whatever physical things I've grabbed in, and you'll find out which one that is. Look, I am leaning towards Humongous Fungus. But I might go for one of the bigger books, but we'll see. I'll try them all out and then continue on whichever one keeps me interested. But I am going to go out to dinner, and I will take you with me and shoot some stuff for this vlog, and then come back to you guys once I have read some more things.
One of those rare moments where Kate isn't aware.
Oh, took a photo of all of us. Yum.
Alright, lovely. So for the 3 of you right here, I'm going to stop.
We keep it under the hot lamp, so
Oh.
it stays green. That's all the confusion, sorry. Happy birthday to you. Hip hip hooray! Hooray! Hip hooray! Woo! Yay! How long were you there for? I was there for about 10 days.
Good straws.
In Messel?
Yeah.
Hey guys, I have not read anything, but I thought I'd just catch you up on yesterday's festivities. So I had a wonderful night. The restaurant was lovely. The company was even lovelier. It was wonderful to spend the night with my best friends and family. And after the restaurant, we went to Everly, which is a very classy, old school kind of bar, and we had a lovely time there. We got a booth and just chit-chatted. As you can imagine, I'm a little bit under the weather today from having gone out, and I'm now off to my mum's family Christmas. I'm obviously not bringing my bright and effervescent self. I will do my best, but I am rickety wrecked, son. And I've got a lot today on my plate today because Indy's going off to camp tomorrow, which is a very big deal for her. It's her first time. Her dad is attending the camp as well, but anxiety is high and we do have to pack this evening. So I will be having to put most of my energy into helping her sort of get ready and cope with the big event tomorrow. I got some gifts from my friends, a few gifts. So my beautiful friend Kim, whom I have known just as long as Kate, because we have all been friends since I was 12. They were the first friends that I made and they were well worth the wait. They are my favorite weirdos on the planet and I love them to bits and pieces, but Kim gave me a lot of money to go spend on myself, so thank you, sugar mama. But she also got me these amazing Nightmare Before Christmas plates. She's like, hey, it's just a gag gift. It's not a gag gift, bruh. This is legit. This is gold right here. It's my man, Jack Skellington, so you know that I absolutely love Jack Skellington. I've dressed up as him twice for Halloween, so Jack is my boo, and now I can eat off of his face. And then my sister who already gave me the advent calendar, which I have been chowing down, gave me a bunch more chocolate. So I am chock full of chocolate and I'm very thankful. My mum has got me a present, but it's en route. I will let you know when that arrives. But I'm just feeling very blessed, hashtag blessed, okay? And my cup is full. So I will catch you guys later. I'm hoping to get some reading in today. I do want to have some downtime. So yeah, I am going to cut the family event short. I can't do the full 5 hours. I will make a brief but fabulous appearance. And then yeah, come home, get Indy packed, hopefully read before the night cometh. So I will see you guys when I return. Okay, quick update. I have finished reading the book. We've got Spirited Day of the Living. I've got something all over my chest. Day of the Living Liv. This is by Liv Livingston. Illustrated by Anna Volkan, Glasshouse Graphics. So I'll show you the illustration style. This is a middle grade graphic novel. I guess you'd say it's fantasy. And it's just about a little girl who goes and ends up moving to a new town that has ghosts. It was okay. It's very young. There's no like heavy topics and themes, just besides a little bit of anxiety and fear over moving somewhere new and going to a new school. Just a little bit about that, but it's resolved very quickly. There's a cute cat in there, but yeah, there's not a whole lot going on. There's not a whole lot going on. It is way too young for me. Sometimes middle grade graphic novels are fantastic. Like for instance, where is it? I've got it here. The Lightfall series. That's one of my absolute favorite middle grade graphic novels. I'll put that back later. So I always try to give them a go, especially if they've got a sort of fantasy thing to it. But yeah, so it's just very basic. It's sweet. Like the illustration style was actually fine at first. I thought, oh, I don't really like it, but I do like it. The colors are lovely. And it's a bit gloomy because she goes to Gloomyville. So she's gone from like Pleasantville to Gloomyville. Don't expect like world building or anything like that. I don't know. Like she seems to be aghast and shocked that there are ghosts and werewolves and vampires. But I don't know. It seems like that's just the thing. So she didn't know, but obviously her parents did. So they moved them there. So yeah, it was fun. I'd probably give it a 3 stars. But I think for really young kids, it's just a fun little story without any real heavy themes or tough subject matter. And yeah, if they just like reading about kids starting new schools and those schools happening to be a bit like Transylvania. So it did remind me of the movie Transylvania. If they're like that, they might like this, but this was a 3 star for me. So it definitely wasn't a 5 star, which I predicted. That was Spirited Day of the Living Liv.
Look at that little fang face. So we just kicked
Bluebell.
Oh my god, the bigger.
What are you doing?
You gotta put this in the September thingy. This is adorable.
She's so cute. You're so cute.
Howdy folks, so I have finished reading the last books for this vlog. So the next book I picked up was the tarot card prompt for The Hotel by Daisy Johnson. So this is a book that was published this year. So I believe this was originally a series on BBC and it was an audiobook first, but this book does say that it's published this year. So basically you have a story of a haunted hotel and then you get all these little mini mini stories that are in here. So they'll have a title, they'll only be a couple of pages long. And it's just chronicling all the people that have had experiences with the hotel, all women. So the hotel begins its curse with a woman who is killed being a witch. So that title was The Witch, and that was my favorite story out of all of these, the kind of origin story. And basically any woman that ends up going to the hotel, they sometimes die, sometimes weird shit happens to them. It differs for every story. I liked the writing style. It's very quiet, it's very simple. The book is overall quite mysterious and enigmatic. You're not going to get a lot of definitive answers in this, but I didn't mind that. And I thought it was a pleasant time. It was very easy to read. I've given it I think I gave it 3.5, rounded it up. But yeah, if you want something that's like unsettling and easy to read, because it's so piecemeal with all of the little mini glimpses of various people. So it's not always people that stayed at the hotel, it could be people that worked there, people that just visited briefly, people that trespassed. But yeah, it focuses on the women's stories. Some of them interlink, some do not. But yeah, 3.5 stars. A lot of people saying that the audio was fantastic for this. The final book I read, I decided to be easy on myself because I'm quite exhausted, and it's a hard day today because Indy's gone to camp and she's not really wanting to go anymore, but her dad is going to the camp with her, so we're going to give it a go. But here we've got Flowers for Things I Don't Know How to Say by Tucker Nichols. So this was just like so sweet. So I'll just pick some random pages. Here we've got flowers for anyone speaking to anyone else in a language I don't understand. Flowers for the vase of fake flowers lovingly placed next to the on-ramp. Flowers for everyone who stands up as soon as a plane stops taxiing. Flowers for the next earthquake. Flowers for anyone who still can't sleep. Flowers for the inconsolable. Flowers for surprisingly funky hold music. Flowers for the matching sock. And I had to laugh, the first one kind of punched me in the gut. Flowers for anyone currently eating a cinnamon bun in a hospital cafeteria. So some of them might be a bit cringe, some of them were heartwarming, some of them were relatable, some did choke me up a little bit, but the illustrations are stunning. I loved all of the pictures of flowers, and it was just a bit of a, feel-good, easy book to read, and it's exactly what I was looking for at that time. So I've rounded it up to a 4 stars, but it was just sort of that little bit of a breather, that moment of peace and ease in my day. So let me tell you about all of the books that I read for this vlog. I apologize for my voice. We have Spirited, Day of the Living Live by Liv Livingston, which I gave a 3 stars. The Hotel by Daisy Johnson, which I gave a 3.5 stars. The Thief of Memory by Sunyi Dean, which I rounded up to 4 stars. Flowers for Things I Don't Know How to Say by Tucker Nichols, which I rounded up to 4 stars. And my favorite read, and I think it is my first 5-star, let me just double check that, I haven't even checked yet. It's my first 5-star of the month, was The Wild Huntress by Emily Lloyd-Jones, my 5-star read. So that is everything for this mood reading vlog. Let me know what you've read and enjoyed recently. Until next time, stay wild, star child.